It's no secret that the Toronto Raptors have one of the best president/general managers in the game of basketball. Masai Ujiri is widely known for his ability to acquire gems late in the draft, develop any player in the world, trade for superstars, and know who has potential to be a good fit for his team. The Raptors have been one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference throughout this decade, and they've done so without heavily relying on free agency and without a true top 10 player other than the Kawhi Leonard season, of course. Now, due to some of their problems, which I explained in a previous video, link is in the description, the Raptors are entering a quote-unquote rebuilding stage where they are trying to develop their younger players for the future. The Raptors have many young players, and there's one player in particular that I am extremely excited to watch, so stay tuned to see who it is. As I just said, the Raptors are in a rebuilding phase, and it's a bit different than usual. They aren't really trying to contend now, but they don't want to trade any player of their core, so as of now, they're just trying to develop their young core, and I like the idea. They have many good young players for the future, and some notable players under 25 are OG Anunoby, Scottie Barnes, Malachi Flynn, Gary Trent Jr., and Precious Achiuwa. All of these players are projected to be very good in the future due to the Raptors' amazing development system, which I will get into later on in the video. So all of the players I just said are projected to be very successful in the future, but there's one young Raptors player that isn't getting any recognition he deserves. I believe that he can be very important for this team in the future, but nobody seems to acknowledge his truckload of potential. So I took the liberty of making a video acknowledging this player's potential. Who is this player, you might ask? Well, it is none other than Canadian native Delano Bantam. I'm going to be going over Delano Bantam's game and playstyle and why I think he is destined to be so good in the future. So let's begin. Delano Bantam went to Western Kentucky for one season to play basketball, and he was terrible to say the least. He averaged 3 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists with 2 turnovers per game and shot an atrocious 40% from the field and 22% from 3, all while playing 15 minutes a game. He then took a year off while transferring to Nebraska, and once joining Nebraska, he played significantly better. His numbers for that season were about 10 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, along with a steal and a block, and this time he played 27 minutes a game. Now granted, he was inefficient that season, but overall a much better year for Delano Bantam. He declared for the NBA draft and went 46th overall to the Toronto Raptors, and he was one of the Raptors' 3 new rookies they acquired in the draft, the other 2 being Scottie Barnes and David Johnson. This season, Delano Bantam has been bouncing back and forth from the Raptors roster and the Raptors 905, their G League affiliate. This NBA season, he's averaging about 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists with only 4 shots attempted and about 13 minutes a game. Overall, not very good stats, but we can see he has potential from the way he has been performing in the G League. In the G League, he's averaging a crazy 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. It is a still small sample size, but it shows that Delano Bantam has potential to be something special in this league. Now, I will be going over his playstyle and 2 reasons why I feel that Delano Bantam will be great one day. Bantam is labeled as a point guard / small forward. He has amazing playmaking skills, and his playmaking IQ is great for his age. He does take some questionable shots at times, but don't judge his playmaking IQ. He always knows what play to run, who to pass to, and finds a way to complete that pass. His passing vision is also elite. Bantam's shooting is average, and his defense is exceptional, and he's the type of player where the stats do not show how valuable he is. He's very versatile and can play the positions 1 through 3, and he has a huge impact on both ends of the floor. He is a great hustler and isn't afraid to get physical, and overall brings a lot of energy for the team. Now that I went over his playstyle, it's time to talk about the 2 reasons why I think Delano Bantam will be great in the future. The first reason is Bantam's size. Delano Bantam is a crazy 6'9", which is obviously huge for a point guard. Now granted, he is relatively skinny, but overall he has the body of a small forward, but the playmaking and vision of a point guard, which is obviously a huge plus for him. His wingspan is also a crazy 6'11", and as you know, the Raptors have many players with long arms, such as Scottie Barnes and OG Anunoby. Bantam fits that perfectly. Bantam's size benefits him in many different ways on both ends of the floor. On offense, he really benefits when he is being guarded one-on-one, because as the point guard, he will most likely always have the mismatch. On defense, he can clamp up the other team's guard, and with his size plus good lateral quickness, it will definitely be hard to score on him. And obviously, his height and wingspan would help him with rebounding, and rebounding is obviously a huge problem for the Toronto Raptors this season. The second reason is the Raptors' development system. As many know, the Raptors are famous for developing players and turning them into stars. And I'm not going to go in depth about their development system because that can be a whole video, but let's just say Bantam would surely benefit from it. He has an all-around game, but it is pretty raw. So getting development on every aspect would only help him. Also, any problems Bantam has with his game, whether it be pick-and-roll IQ or post defense, the Raptors' development system would be sure to fix any problems he has. I guess the moral of the story is don't ever underestimate a Raptors player because you never know what Masai Ujiri can do with him. In conclusion, I do not think that Delano Bantam is getting enough recognition for his potential. And if he can develop properly with his height and elite facilitating abilities, he can be a great role player for the Raptors in the future off the bench. That is going to wrap up my video on this short kind of rant type video, just talking about Delano Bantam and why I think he will be great in the future. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 250 subscribers before June 16th, 2022, which is the middle of the year. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.